God created man to be immortal, and made him to be an image of his own eternity, and made him to be an image of his own eternity. Obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. Obey your parents, fathers, for this is not provoke your children to anger, but bring them up in the instruction of the Lord. Bring them up slaves, and be obedient to those who are your master's slaves according to the flesh. Be obedient with fear and trembling, the sincerity of your heart. Fear God for your sincerity.
한심한 새끼, 한심한 새끼, 한심한 새끼.
Shut the fuck up! It keeps coming back. I mess up something big, and there's a punishment. God's wrath, Judgment Day. Except God has Mum's face. The walls close in and I can't get away. There's only one way out. I grab the knife. The blade is shimmering, like a glimpse of light streaming into a darkened room. But Mum says, "You're my flesh and blood, a little piece of myself, a little version of him. I love you." I freeze. What do? I say, "I love you too, Mum, but I'm in love with Chris. Love will kill one of us." So I stab her. Blood is everywhere. And all I can think is, shit, how am I going to clean up this mess? It's just a stupid dream. Don't look at me like that, like I'm some fucked up kid.
My name is Min-hee Lee. I was born in Pyongyang, North Korea, 1983. I was always hungry. Often my entire family had to share a handful of beans for supper. I was put in a concentration camp for spilling tea on Kim Jong-il's portrait. I was raped, tortured. These are the things people expect me to say. Reporters, interviewers, as if misery and suffering are entertaining. None of these things happened. I had a good life, actually. My father was one of the highest ranking officials. My mother taught physics at the Kim Il-sung University. I was a student there as well. We were part of the core class of the country. We didn't starve. We had a car and a computer. A second hand, but they worked well enough. We weren't allowed our own printers though. But still, I was happy. Of course, not everyone lived like us. But you know, the stronger your loyalty is, the more you deserve. That's just the way it was. I would have stayed blissfully ignorant if I hadn't met Jinte. Theoretically, we could have been expelled for dating, but that doesn't mean it wasn't a thing. It just made the whole thing all the more exciting. He enjoyed less privilege than I did. He'd had to try harder to get into the university.
My parents are hoping that I might upgrade their status by studying here. But that's not enough, is it? I'd have to go out and slit an American soldier's throat or something to climb up the damn ladder. I know. I shouldn't say something like that. We are all supposed to be equal. But just because we're not allowed to admit it, it doesn't mean it's not true. I did it again. The eyes are the most difficult bit.
Sorry. Got lost in thoughts. At the back of my mind, I knew we had no future together, since we weren't able to marry, and what's the point in any of it if you can't marry? But I was young and in love. Enough to let him shake my world. I was still happy.
He has sent me to proclaim freedom for the prisoners and the recovery of sight for the blind, to set the oppressed free.
My life would have been easier if I'd reported him the day I found out he was Christian, or if I hadn't followed him to the church.
I have loved you with an everlasting love. I have drawn you with unfailing kindness.
What happened next is probably not too different from what you can imagine. Some were caught, and some got away with it. He was caught. No one knows what happened to him. If I hadn't been pregnant, my father could have helped me get away with it. But there was no way I could raise a traitor's child by myself. I had less than 24 hours to decide whether I should get rid of it or run away. So I ran.
I'm sorry, I didn't get to finish the portrait. She nearly wept when I drew my father. I didn't even know what he looked like, it was all just in my head. She whispered how I was everything to her. She said the same thing after she'd made a big bruise on my arm the next year.
And, well, at first I couldn't stop asking myself what I'd done with my life. Suddenly I was this second-class citizen in a strange land. I don't know what became of my parents. But I don't care about all of that anymore, because now I know it was part of God's plan so that I can dedicate my life to my son. Yes, he's very special.
I don't want to be special! I make a list of reasons why I'm the most ordinary person in the world, and then I feel a bit better.
He's my flesh and blood, after all.
It's not my fault you had to run. I don't want any of them, your schedules, your prayers, your punishment and your God!
Without him, my life would be meaningless.
Please don't hurt me, Mum, I'm sorry.
It's my duty to make sure he doesn't deviate.
Please listen to me, Mum. Open the door.
I know he understands this, and he'll make me proud. He'll enter the core class of this country.
I'm sorry I disappointed you, Mum. Please let me out!
And then I'll be happy.